Welcome back to Ebb and Flow Creative Co. My name is Emmy. Today we will be painting two easy ideas in our sketchbook. So the first one will be kind of a tile grid. So you'll need a ruler and a sketchbook. And I'm going to get started by drawing out the lines. I'm just using the width of the ruler and drawing out a grid. So you could freehand this if you want. I kind of like the structure imposed by a grid sometimes because it makes it more relaxing and then I don't have to think as much. And I'm just going to eyeball this about 2 inches down. And so I will be painting not the exact squares as you see here. I will be painting kind of rounded edges, leaving some white space in between where the lines are. So, and I'll be using an entirely blue-green color palette. So I have a mixing palette here for adding more colors, and I have my favorite little mixing thing here for diluted phthalo green. More dog hair. Okay. And I have a few more paints scattered about. So I'm kind of painting a kind of almost like if it was a tile, and they have kind of irregular edges and rounded corners. And I'm leaving those white lines, or my grid, unpainted. So if you want, while you're doing this, you can kind of add in another color into the mix. I like doing that. The wet on wet technique is really fun, and it'll add a little more interest. Now this is just kind of something to do. You could go back and like fill all the little tiles with patterns, and that would be really fun. But I just kind of like coming up with ideas for almost thoughtless painting activities just to relax. And these ideas can spur other ideas, and so I just think that they're really relaxing. And as I go, I'm just trying to be really careful not to touch the edge. This is a good exercise for brush control. And you can do as many colors as you want, but I think it's fun to try to limit the colors. I'm working on a project right now, and it's making me think a lot about tile and tile patterns, and so I just figured this would be fun. But this is much easier than actual patterns. It is threatening to rain today, and you never know. In Florida, it could just thunder, and it could just pour down and rain, and it'd be sunny. So you never quite know what's happening. Our forecast says that we're going to have thunderstorms for the next, probably a couple months. And that's just the way it is here. It'll thunderstorm and be beautiful again. But if you hear thunder, that's why. I'm just hoping it doesn't get too dark. So as you're painting, you can try to make a nice solid color, or you can vary the tones and make it look more like a handmade tile where it would have, where the glaze color would vary. I like that. And I'm just mixing some different tones. No, it's too similar. Let's mix in some more green with that. Okay, this is how it turned out. I really love the variation of colors, even though I used mainly the same tones. I mixed and matched and just used different combinations to create more interest, and it looks almost shimmery, and I really love it. So I hope you enjoyed this exercise. For the next one, we're going to do something a little different, a little more freeform. So I will start by drawing out some just funky stars. You can draw circles or hearts or whatever you want. And this is just another exercise that I enjoy when I'm wanting to paint and not quite sure what to paint. I did this one day, this exact exercise, and ended up making a mug with the design. I used gouache, and I really, really love how it turned out. Like, for me to just be playing and to have created something that I wanted to turn into something was a happy accident. So, you gotta love happy accidents. And that is the purpose of playing in a sketchbook, is to have those happy accidents. All right, this one is a little more messy because you will be painting the whole thing. So we're going to paint the stars yellow, or you can paint them whatever color. You can paint them pink if you want. I need to dilate that a bit. And if you go outside the line, that's okay. They'll just look kind of like they're glowing in the end. So we're just going to kind of paint them in a kind of a messy way. I might add some more fun colors in randomly because I think that would be really fun. So let me clean my brush and add in some pink. And we're just going to sprinkle the colors around and hope for another happy accident. So I'm painting some purposely messy, just to show you that this process is very forgiving. Let's see, I want blue. Just make sure you cover the whole star shape though. I mean, I guess it's okay if you want to leave it white. So we are going to let this dry, and then we are going to come back and paint around the edges. That one has a white spot. And it looks like I missed some yellow on this star. So yeah, just go in and make sure that you got all of the spots on the stars. Not the biggest deal. If you miss some, it's fine. Like I said, it's very forgiving. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and paint around the edge. It's nice and dry now, so I'm going to continue painting. So we will be using as many dark colors as we can. I have my mixing palette over here. It still has the green on it, and that's fine. But I'm using some indigo. I have some Indanthrone blue, which isn't the darkest color, but it is nice and dark. This one is Lunar Black, which is nice and granulating, and when mixed with that Lunar Blue, Indanthrone blue, will be nice and dark. And then I have my Roman Schmal palette over here, which has my favorite dark colors. I will leave the names of them on the screen because I don't have it right in front of me right now. But these colors are beautiful, and if you ever get the chance to buy Roman Schmal paint, highly recommend it. It can be hard to find when you're in the United States, so we're just kind of gonna start painting and paint around, and we're gonna start with a bigger brush and then work our way around. And so we just kind of want a dark night sky, which I guess is pretty similar to the concept for the Procreate video I released recently, which I'll link to. And I just wanted to do a night sky, but do it kind of in a silly way, not so serious. It's not really my style. So that's what I did. Even with a big brush, the point is very small, and if it's not perfect, who cares, you know? I typically do these as ways to warm up and figure out what I'm going to paint, and hopefully trigger some kind of other idea, or just warm up and get my fingers nice and ready to start painting. And you want to kind of keep a wet edge if you can. If you don't, not the biggest deal. I have a piece of paper under here to protect the pages below it. And I'm just kind of mixing in colors as I go, just to create more variance. So if you only have one dark color, you can mix it with other colors, or just vary the intensity. So have some sections that are diluted, maybe have some that you mixed with like an ultramarine blue, or even green or purple would be cool if you have those colors. But just play with what you have and make something fun. This is my favorite way to get to use my really dark colors, because I usually paint pretty bright and happy. But I really do love the dark colors. The Roman Schmal colors are really cool because they separate out into different colors, and they're just so beautiful. And yeah, I really enjoy it. Love working with them. So if you don't like kind of blotchy, a blotchy kind of black background with blooms, this might not be the method for you. You might want to use one color, make up a big batch of it, and do it solid. I really love the variation and the color changes and the blooms that occur. I just love letting watercolor do its thing and not fighting it. And if you're smarter than me, which you probably are, you'll work in a direction that makes sense for whatever hand you are. I am right-handed, and I should have worked left to right, and I did not. Mainly because that one was still a little wet. So I wanted to start over here. And you won't be filming probably, so you can move your sketchbook around and get to it however you need to. So I'm gonna be quiet and just finish this and put you on speed laps with a nice song. So enjoy. So I let it dry, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love the variation in the colored background and how the stars, where I painted them kind of messy, it makes it look like it's glowing. You can see it like right there. So if you did it really messy and you're unhappy with the lines, you can go in with a pen and add in more line work, and it just kind of brings it all together and makes it look more intentional. I don't know why this works, but it works every time. See? And you could use a white pen or a colored pen, even a Posca, whatever you want. But it just really brings it together and makes it look more intentional. So I'm going to finish doing that. And you can go in and add little more stars too if you want. And this is how it turned out. I'm going to hold it closer so you can see the line work. And just kind of how it brings it together. So I hope you enjoyed these very easy ideas for filling a sketchbook. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.